Deep in the Kimberley is a river that pulses through one of the oldest landscapes on Earth. Known by many names, the Martuwarra Fitzroy River is more than water carving through land. It is a living, ancestral being, a spiritual lifeline that has shaped culture, identity and connection for thousands of years. For the Bunaba, Guniandi, Nyeegana, Walmajari, Wonkajunka and other First Nations peoples, Martuwarra is sacred. It holds stories of creation, of ancestors and of law. It is the thread that weaves people to place. In Aboriginal culture, law is not just a set of rules. It's a living system of governance and knowledge that guides relationships between people, land, water, and all living things. Through Martuwarra, law is learned, practiced, and passed on.
For us, the river is sacred, it's special, it brings us life, and it is, home. In Bunaba, we call the river Bandrungari, and culturally, it's like a backbone for our stories. Up at Dangu, where the two river meets, on the sandbar there, the Guniandi and the Bunaba would meet together there to do songs and stories, marriage, all sorts of trading. And, the river flows through so many other different lands, and so I feel like it connects us all to those other tribes as well.
You hear everyone that talks about the town and the river, how many united language groups share this river, and it connects everybody, For us, our general term for river is Wallaby. Every river is a Wallaby to us, but every Wallaby has its own name, and the Martuwarra name comes from downstream.
Martuwarra has always sustained life. Its seasonal cycles, marked by powerful wet season floods and long dry spells, shape the patterns of hunting, gathering and travel. From its source in the rugged Wannaman Millawandi ranges to its mouth in the mighty King Sound, the Martuwarra weaves its journey for more than 730 kilometres, and it feeds vast wetlands, grasslands and savannas that teem with life. It is home to species found nowhere else on Earth, and it is a vital artery in the vast ecological system of the North. But Martuwarra is not untouched. Climate change brings hotter, drier seasons, threatening the river's flow and the life it supports. In early 2023, torrential rain from ex-cyclone Ellie brought the worst floods in Western Australia's recorded history. Entire communities were cut off, homes were lost, roads and infrastructure were destroyed. But the damage was more than structural.
The main impact of the floods on us as Bunaba people is access, because you can't get to where you want to get to. So it's a major impact for us culturally. It hurts to not be able to get to the places we want to get to.
For me, it was the little things about, going to the places where you like to go and sit next to a fire by yourself, or bring your kids, have a fish. I think it took a little bit longer for people to heal and to grieve, because those little things that matter, your favorite fishing places, your bank's washed away, you can't even drive down anymore, or just access, just the roads buggered. If you don't have those little things that, that make you happy and stuff, then Like I feel like those little things is what you need to get you back on track, like mentally and emotionally.
There's a lot of worry, worry inside, and you can see on some of our countrymen eyes that, yes, they still got that worry,
DFIS has really embraced the opportunity to work with local people in this recovery operation. And in doing that, we've learnt so much along the way. Invaluable lessons from local community people in the way that we undertake recovery in communities, and really understanding the importance of country and culture, and understanding that for a lot of people locally, getting back out to country after the floods has been really challenging for them, both practically and personally. And even then, when getting out on country, it's different. And acknowledging the impact of the disaster on country and how that resonates and has a profound impact on local people.
So the flood created obviously a major traumatic event, both for the country as well as the people whose country it is. Some of those artists directly responded to the flood by painting their experiences in the immediacy after the flood, particularly for Bunabur and Gooniyandi artists whose country was most strongly affected. A lot of those artists were painting about how the country had changed and how it had been so abruptly changed. And a lot of the stories that were coming out that the artists were sharing to go with, with the painted works was specifically telling a story of dealing with that trauma and healing.
The reality is climate change is happening right now. And the process that we're seeing in terms of the trauma, the grief, the healing for some, but the recovery process is that there's going to be more of this. And so how do we work with our communities? How do we bring the wraparound services of all the government departments to come to this and realise that this is not going to be a one-off event?
Being part of the river, it brings life to us, brings happiness to us. All of us Aboriginal and Indigenous people believe that it's had formed by the rainbow serpent and made his part in many ways and created the river like that back in the Ngarangati days, we call them, like Greentown. He's still in the river, he look after the river. You disturb the river, that he'll show you that he's upset. You look after the river will take care of you, and that snake, he'll look after you because you're looking after the river and respecting it in the proper way. Yeah.
The river is everything to us. We call it the river of life because it makes life, it holds life, but most importantly, it has given us our law. And it has big meaning, not just to Nyigina people, but to everyone who lives within the Kimberley, including all the other nations that live along the Fitzroy River, because what we say is the law travels from the Sunrise country, which is the hill country, all the way down to the West Kimberley to the Dampier Peninsula or Sundown country. The river is an ancestral being, not only with a right to live, but a right to flow.
The importance of country and culture has really been at the centre of all of our planning and at the centre of all of our engagements, to really pay acknowledgement and respect to the deep cultural and country connection that people of the Fitzroy Valley have. And acknowledging that and being true to that has really been something that we value and that we've tried to adjust our response, and we've seen things done differently and things that have been done for the first time here in WA that have really set the benchmark for the future of recovery programs and for the future of recovery and resilience for remote communities and townships.
Now, 2 years on from the floods, people are returning to country. Rebuilding is happening, not just with bricks and roads, but with stories, ceremony, and community. Families are finding their way back to the places they have known for generations, to fish, to hunt, and to gather the bush medicines that have always sustained them.
This spinifeck is a bit longer and it's softer. This is the one that has the resin that makes the wax, bush wax we use for medicine.
We feel much better when we come back home and we can feel the presence, you know, of our old people too, and even for ourselves to know that we back on our country and we know what to collect and what we can use, you know, for our health too as well. And I feel at home now while I'm sitting here.
So there's been quite a lot of trauma and grief and loss. So going on country is very therapeutic. It heals our spirit, our liyan, our wiran, you know, all of those sorts of things. It helps us to feel country, helps us to identify, helps us to call back memory and connect with everything around us.
To come back and to be able to see the river, and it is very different. A lot to get used to. Some places there's hardly any water anymore, but then you see that the water shifted to another spot, but it's still within the river. And it's changed, but it's still here, and that makes us very happy.
I often come down here on my own, just to sit here and sit next to a fire and listen to the fire and just the birds and the leaves in the wind, you know. It's just one of those things I think you take for granted. You know, to me, the little things is what you need to help you to make your way up back to the bigger things. And the little things matter, like very, very much, you know. It's easy to overlook. And I'm trying to teach that to my kids now.
We still continue on practicing and singing and looking after our country. The country is there for us all to go back to our moy and our homeland to be healed by the country. Country's waiting for us to get healed.